Hey everyone, welcome to the Learn at Hive. After learning how to read files in our last Python tutorial, today we are tackling file writing. We will cover writing with write mode, appending data, binary appending for files like images, writing line by line, and using formatted strings to save dynamic data. Let's begin by understanding how Python handles file operations. Python allows you to write both text and binary files. For example, you can create or modify a plain text file or even a PNG image. But to do this correctly, you need to use the write file mode. When opening a file, if you are working with text, you will typically use W for write or A for append. If you are working with binary data like image or audio, you will use WB to write binary or AB to append in binary mode. Now, when writing text files, Python gives you a few methods. You can use write for plain strings or write lines if you are writing a list of lines. If you are building dynamic content, Python's fstrings can help you generate a structured output. Just remember, choosing between W and A is critical. One will erase your file and the other will add to it. Let's take a closer look at how these modes behave. First one here is write mode, represented by W. On the left, we have our old file. It contains three lines, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I. When you open a file in W mode, Python immediately performs an operation called truncation. Truncation means the file's entire content is erased as soon as it's opened, and this happens even before you write anything new. In the middle window, you can see that truncation has occurred, the file is empty and ready to be overwritten. As soon as we write something like ABC, it replaces the previous content. By the time the new file is saved, only the new content remains. All old data is gone. So remember this, W is destructive. If the file exists, its content is deleted before your code writes anything new. Now let's compare it with append mode. So here we have our previous file again. We begin with the same old file. It has A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, H, I again. When we open a file in A mode, Python preserves all existing content. Instead of deleting anything, it lets us jump to the end and start writing there, and this is called appending. In the middle frame, we have added a new line ABC to the end of the file. None of the original content is affected. By the time we save the file, the new content is added at the end and the original three lines are still here. Append mode is safe when you want to keep old data and simply add more, such as logging events, saving user input, or building cumulative outputs. So if we summarize, write erases and append adds. So be careful while working with them, and both W and A modes create a file if it does not exist. So you don't have to deal with it separately. It handles it by creating a new file if it doesn't exist with the name you define. So let's get started with code examples. So everyone, let's start by writing with W mode. So we will only use write mode there. Let's type writing with the write mode. So the same thing we use with here too, with open output.txt, and after that just use W as open mode. Then type as file as we did before. It's same thing. As you can see, you just change the mode. And we will type file.write instead of read. If you remember, it was used for reading files. Now we will write to them. Write. Let's type some basic string. Welcome to Python. Can also write multiple lines, so just add \n, so it's a new line character, and after that file.write. This is a new file, and again a new line. So it will create a file with two lines, and if we run this script, it created the file in this folder. So let's check learn@hive/files. Now you can see I am in output.txt and this is the file created recently. I am in learn@hive/file/output.txt. So it's the full path of this file and you can see the lines written. Now let's write something different here. Let's say another line and just run it. And let's go back to our file. Now it's interesting, all other lines are removed. As we talked about this before, write mode just truncates the file and writes the new content. We should use the append mode. So we are back at our editor. Now I will use append mode and again I will type another line. If I run this and go back to our file, and that's it. We just appended another line under another line. So we did not erase the full file content. Instead, we preserved the previous content and added a new line. So append mode is useful for something like a log file. So you don't lose anything, just keep adding lines. So this should be append mode now. Let's also write a formatted string. So let's type writing a formatted string with the append mode. So type name equals Jim and score equals 95. Let's type a formatted string name and score. And if we run this, let's check our file now. As you can see, it added name Jim and score 95. So while preserving old file content, we added a new formatted string. Now everyone, let's see binary appending. Type binary appending. But we will use AB mode. Just type with open, we will create a new binary file. You know that bin extension is widely used, so let's just type data.bin AB. So why AB? Because we both want to use append and binary. So it's a binary append, old file content is preserved and it's binary, not a regular text file. So you can just combine modes like this as file and just type file.write. Now, when working with binary files like images or executables, you must use byte strings prefixed with B if you want to write a string. So just type B, just like a formatted string, extra binary data and \n for new line. So you cannot read it in a normal way. We gotta test it using a read with open data.bin. This time not AB, RV, so it's reading in binary mode as file print file.read. Let's run it. As you can see, it prints B extra binary data. So we are done here with binary appending and binary reading. Now let's see how to write line by line. Let's type write line by line with a function named writelines. So we will use it to write line by line. First, let's define a list. So type list of strings lines equals system started, user logged in, and power off. We created our list. Now we should be careful about new lines. So add \n, \n, and \n. Now all you gotta do is type with open. Let's create a log file. So name it as log.txt. You can open it in normal writing mode. So just type W as file of certainly. File.writelines. As a parameter, you should provide an iterable. So just provide our list here. So type lines and run it. Now let's check our file. As you can see here, system started, user logged in, and power off. So our list of events has been written to this file and all at once. But be careful, you must include new line characters in each line manually. This is useful for writing structured data from lists. In this tutorial, you have learned 5 practical methods to write and append content to files in Python, from simple text writing with W and A modes to handling binary data and formatted strings. These techniques are essential for real-world applications such as logging, saving scores, or managing data. If you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel in order to support us. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.